just settle in each of our spaces wherever we are. Just get comfortable in your seated position and allow your eyes to gently close. And then just sort of take a survey of how you feel, of the sounds around you, of the thoughts that were filling up your mind just moments before you arrived at this spot. Because we need to stay aware. That is the one thing that our practice reminds us of again and again, is we need to be aware. We don't just show up and hope for the best or try to ignore sensations or feelings or thoughts, but rather we survey them, we notice them, we stay aware of them. And that is what helps us to have a clearer path for the present moment and a clearer path going forward. So as you begin to just kind of notice the physical sensations in your body, the sounds around you in the room where you are, let's just take a long, slow breath in together. And then exhale, let it go. And a slow breath in together. And exhale, let it go. One more like that. Deep breath in. And full breath out. And then you just continue a rhythm of breath that feels right for you. But every time you balance between the inhale and the exhale, you're giving this parasympathetic side of your nervous system the signal that it needs to be in control. The side of you where is the rest and the digest and the calming and the ease. And then what that does is it gives the other side of you, the side that stays on alert, the side that sometimes feels this fight and flight and frenzy within your spirit. It gives that side a chance to rest. And so just continue the long, slow, balanced breaths in and out. And our focus for these few minutes that we have today is the concept of the mirror. One of my great teachers, Ram Dass, gives us this analogy about polishing the mirror. And so as we are each in our own spots, I would encourage you, as you are seated there, just picture the last time that you stood and you looked in the mirror. Maybe it's in your bathroom, maybe it's in the mirror in your car, maybe it's a mirror that's on the back of your dresser. But just remember the last time that you stood and you just looked. And we tend to look in the mirror and this reflection comes back to us and we criticize and we judge and we wish and we think about all the things that we want to change. But the mirror that he talks about is a different kind of mirror. It's an internal mirror and it reflects what's going on inside of us. And if we can begin to send our focus and our attention to that mirror, what then eventually happens is our reflection that we see in that physical mirror begins to change. We still look the same. The spots on us that we've wanted to change or we've wanted to do something about or that we've criticized, they're still there. But when our focus is on the internal mirror, how we see ourselves looks different. And so I want us just to spend just these few minutes that we have today polishing that internal mirror. It's been there all along for each of us. Some of us were aware, some were not. Some of us have forgotten about it, and it's gotten a bit tarnished. The image has become less clear. And so I thought that we could use these few minutes that we have here and now to begin to clear it, to polish it just a bit. And so as you continue to breathe, just imagine that you're turning your sight inward. You're no longer looking out at a reflection or looking out at the things around you, but it's like you're turning your eyes and you're looking into your heart and your spirit. And as you do that, picture what it looks like when you love someone, something. What does it look like? Maybe it is your partner, maybe it's your friend, your child, your fur baby. Just picture, what does it look like when you love? What does it look like when you show compassion? What does it look like when you extend help or care to someone that needs it? What does it look like when you give grace to someone that is in desperate need of grace in that moment? Those are the reflections of your internal mirror. They're the acts that you do that spring out of who you are internally. They have nothing to do with the blemishes and the scars and the curves and all the things that we see when we look in the mirror externally. But we forget. We forget the incredible pureness of our heart and our spirit because we get so distracted by what we see around us and in that mirror on our walls. And so as you just picture, still in your mind's eye, what it looks like when you love someone, the look on their face when you're there, the relief in their physical body when you're in their presence. And see, what does it look like when you show compassion and grace to someone and you give them care and help when they need it? See the relief on their face. See how their shoulders become less heavy, how their smile begins to return. And what I would tell you is that you did that. You bring love and compassion and peace and kindness to people every single day. Sometimes knowingly, and sometimes we don't even realize the impact that we've had. But those acts come from a place inside of you. They are the true reflection of you. That's what you see in your mirror. And so I'd like for us just to spend these next few minutes just thinking about that. It's so easy to be critical. It is so easy to think of the things that are wrong about us or to listen to the chatter of the world as it tells us what's wrong. But I would like for each of us, whether you are listening to this in this moment or you are listening to this later on, in this moment for you, pause and just reflect on the goodness of you. The love and the compassion and the help and the grace that you extend from a place within you. See that. So just continue to breathe across these next couple of minutes. And if your mind begins to wander and you get distracted and you come up with the what ifs and the yeah, but, just let those thoughts go. And go back to the picture of you giving love and compassion and kindness and grace and help. See it. Let it imprint on your mind. And continue to breathe. One slow inhale and exhale at a time. And as you continue to breathe, I want to give you just one more image for your mind's eye. Just imagine you've just stepped out of the shower and the bathroom is a bit foggy from the steam and the heat from the shower faucet. And you look at that mirror that's in your bathroom and you realize it's fogged up. And without even thinking about it, picture, what do? You don't have to even remind yourself or tell yourself, you just instinctively do it. We all do it. Every time our bathroom mirror gets fogged up, we take our hand or a towel and we wipe away the fogginess so that we can see more clearly, so we can see that reflection of us. And so what I would encourage you to do is let that inconsequential and tiny act, the next time you're standing in your bathroom and you unfog the mirror, let it be a reminder of this moment, that you pause in the same way and you polish the mirror that's internal. Because you'll forget this moment. You'll get busy. You'll go back to the noisy parts of life. And all of a sudden the critiques and the evaluations and the judgments begin to come again. But maybe each time we stand in our bathroom and we have to clear the fogged up mirror, it could be our internal reset. That we pause and we begin to lovingly polish the mirror that's within. And we let the judgment and the criticism and the critiques go. And we remember love, compassion, grace, help. It all comes from within us. It comes from a place of goodness. It comes from a place of peace. It comes from us. And so maybe that very small act of clearing the bathroom mirror can be your reminder to polish the mirror internally as well. It's not a perfect science. It's not a perfect reminder. It's just a little nudge. And when you can nudge yourself into that awareness, it will shift the perspective that you see in the actual mirror. You'll start to see the good. And when you can begin to see the good in yourself, it will allow you to begin to see the good in our world around us. Instead of looking at the parts that are broken and the parts that we judge, instead we'll begin to find the good. So just let this idea of this mirror just continue to just change and transform your perspective. First of yourself, and then of the world around you. One day, one moment, one breath at a time. Namaste.